So I'm going to talk a little about a few tests that you could do to find out if you have a pinched nerve in your neck. You may actually have some neck pain. You may or may not have some pain going down the arms. You may have some numbness. Hopefully you don't have any weakness. If you're starting to experience some weakness in the hands, that's a bad sign. You may be able to not flex your head to the side, so you might be limited to that side, or if it hurts to bend to the neck to the side, you might actually bend to that side and the pain may actually shoot down the arm. You may rotate to that side and have increased neck pain or pain going down the arm. A couple things that you could do to find out if you got a pinched nerve is simply you could just grab the back of your head and lift up, or actually lay on the floor and have someone give you a little bit of a little traction. And usually if you have a little pinched nerve in your neck, that will actually feel a little bit better. Most people says that feels good. Or you'll be pulling your head up like that and it will decrease either the neck pain, it may even decrease some of the pain down your arm if you're having pain down the arm. Another thing you can do is try to rotate and then extend your head and then actually push down on your head a little bit. A lot of times you won't even be able to get into that position because it will cause you too much pain. So if you're having pain where you're trying to rotate over your shoulder and it pinches, or it increases the pain, or the pain might actually go down the arm a little bit. Another sign is people sometimes come walking in with their hand on their head. And this is because if that nerve is irritated up in the neck, it causes a tension or a pulling down the nerves that leave the neck and go down the arm. And putting your hand up above your head like this release some of that tension on that pull and that tension on that nerve, and also release some of the neck pain. So if you're finding yourself walking around with your hand on your head like that, that's a classic sign that your nerve might be pinched. Now there's a lot of different ways the nerve could be pinched. The straw that broke the camel's back, I say that all the time, but it's true. Basically it just builds up. There's a lot, sometimes it's bad posture, sometimes it's minor accidents. And maybe you just sleep, pinching this neck like this one day, and then you get up and you can't move the neck, or you experience the pain going down the arms. But those are the classic signs. It's really not very hard to tell if you have a pinched nerve. Really just a little bit decrease. If you pull the head up, it may feel a little bit better. You're going to be restricted, usually on your rotation or your lateral flexion. Rotate it and extend it, and then push down on your head, or actually even just pushing down on your head like this, or the classic sign of walking around having to hold your hand up or have to hold it up, because when you pull it down, it pulls on that. Now those are some self-tests you can do. Another thing is you probably you feel like it needs to be massaged all the time, or you're stretching it, and so you're doing deep tissue on your back, or you're stretching it and you're pulling. It feels a little bit better, but never quite gets the relief. That's because it's actually the joint that's actually locked up and irritated. And you got to actually be careful from that, because a lot of times you're constantly stretching, you think that it needs to be stretched, and actually you might actually pull or tear a muscle in your neck or your trap because you're trying to stretch that out. The good thing is most of the time, pinched nerve is quickly treated by seeing a good chiropractor, a good sports chiropractor. There might be other circumstances like arthritis, herniated disc, stenosis that could cause some of that type of stuff. So it's always a good idea to get a good workup. Most of the time though, it's something that's pretty easily fixed by seeing a good chiropractor. A good way to find a good chiropractor, try to find a sports guy. They just seem to have a little bit more knowledge on alternative modalities to help you out.